Professor Winfield defines tort that it arises from the breach of a duty primarily or generally fixed by law. This duty is towards persons generally, and its breach is retraceable by or redressable by an action for unliquidated damages. The liability in tort of a person shall fulfill the following conditions. One is, there should be breach of duty. The second one, the duty should be primarily fixed by law. Number 3, the duty should be towards persons generally. And number 4, remedy for the breach of a tort said duty should be available in the term of unliquidated damages. So, the emphasis he has given on 3 basic elements such as duty, breach, remedy in the form of unliquidated damages. According to Underhill, a tort is an act or omission which is unauthorized by law and it is independent from contract. So, to him, an act or omission to become tort require the following, such as when it infringes some absolute right of another, some qualified right of another, causing damage or causing substantial damages to some person which is suffered by the public generally. And then it rises to an action for damages at the court of the injured party. The Judicial Committee of Privy Council in the leading case Rogers versus Rajendra Dutta in 1860 defined tort as an act or omission which prejudicially affects another and some legal right giving him to claim damages. Thus, a tort may be defined as a wrong consisting of violation of a right recognized and enforced by law for which appropriate remedy is an action for unliquidated damages. It arises by operation of law and not by the consent of any particular person. Besides unliquidated damages, sometimes in tort, injunctions also available as a remedy, but unliquidated damage is the dominant remedy available in tort. So, from these definitions of Professor Winfield, we found certain important necessary elements to constitute a tort. So, one of that, there should be a breach of duty, there should be a duty which is primarily fixed by law. Next, the duty should be towards the persons generally, that means towards all persons at world at large. And the fourth one, the remedy for the breach of the tort regarding the duty should be available in the form of liquidated damages. So, primarily there must be a duty which must be recognized by law, and that duty should be breached by some person, and this remedy is available to all at large, and that damages in tort are unliquidated damages, which means these are not prefixed. And the next one is that Professor Underhill, who defined that it is an act or omission. So, according to him, there must be some necessary elements such as infringement of some absolute right of another person, and that absolute right must be a qualified right, and that qualified right means it must be recognized and acknowledged by law, and it must cause certain damage, and causing substantial damage to some person, and that applicable to the public generally. So, whenever any act or omission by a person which cause damage or injury to any person, and that absolute right or qualified right which is fixed under law, then the question of damages arise, and such damages are in nature unliquidated damages. That means it would not be fixed by any law, it would only be fixed by the judges in the court of law. And the next definition, as provided by the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council in the leading case Rogers versus Rajendra Dutta. In that leading case also they defined it that it is a violation of recognized and enforced rights which are already existing in a law, and for which appropriate remedy is in unliquidated nature. So it would be by operation of law and not by any consent of any particular person, and it means that it differs from contract, agreement, trust, quasi-contract, etc. So, in the same way, the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council expressed that such damages in unliquidated manner is available to any person for infringement of or violation of one's legal right which is recognized and enforced by law. Besides that, sometimes some injunctions are also abided by the civil courts, and these are also part of tort, but unliquidated damages is the dominant remedy always available to individuals whose legal rights are infringed or violated, and such are unliquidated damages which are awarded by a civil court for that civil wrong